Dear friends, St. Paul is writing to the Philippians in chapter 4, verses 10 to 19. So he writes to the Philippian community, but he's also writing to each one of us, you and me, inviting us to be a blessing and to generously share the blessings that we have received. St. Paul uses his own experience. Dear friends, when we hear about St. Paul, this is a great apostle. We may think that everything was okay with him, everything was fantastic and nice. Yes, it was good, but at the same time, it was challenging. When we hear about the life of St. Paul, we hear of how he persecuted the church, and he humbly acknowledges that earlier on his life was really very horrible. He was far from the Lord and far from God's people. But once he conquered it and he received the Lord, he opened his heart to receive the Lord, everything did not remain the same. He allowed the Lord to work through him. So we see St. Paul, he went throughout the world as a missionary, as a great missionary. He went around spreading nothing but the good news. And he lived the good news, he preached the good news. His life was good news to the people he met, especially when he embraced the Lord after his conversion. So we see he opened up many communities, and then one may think that everything was fantastic with St. Paul, nothing was challenging. No. St. Paul, remember, he was also in prison. He was accused of many things as well. He was put in prison, but he never lost his faith. He never lost his trust in God, whom he had embraced after his conversion. So we see St. Paul was one of those who encouraged many people. He opened up many communities and he encouraged them. And it is from his own experience that we hear in today's letter to the Philippians that with the help of the one who gives strength to St. Paul and to all of us, there is nothing we cannot do. Dear friends, we can do everything with the help of God who gives us strength. When we call on God always, we can do everything. When we entrust everything, even those we don't understand, to God, we can do everything according to God's wish, not according to our wish. So St. Paul, going through all these moments, he felt that sometimes people rejected him. He felt lonely. Though he was doing good, people did not help him, did not extend a helping hand. He felt like he was kind of abandoned also. But did not give up. And that's why he, at the same time, appreciates the community of the Philippians who never abandoned him. They were there for him in good times, but especially in challenging times, the community of the Philippians. And from his heart, he speaks, appreciating the community of the Philippians, thanking them for their generosity of heart. And from his experience, and Paul says he's happy and content when he has everything, and even when he has nothing. He's happy and content when he's rich and when he's even poor. He's happy and content when he goes through good things, but also when he goes through challenges. Dear friends, when we go through challenges, how is our reaction? Do we easily give up? Do we feel like we cannot go anymore and we are blocked there? Do we feel like we are nothing and useless and we easily give up and become hopeless? No. As Christians, we are invited that when we go through these challenges, we are invited to handle them with the Lord, to cast all our burdens with the Lord who always strengthens us, to share with him everything. He's waiting for you and me that we share our joys, but also our challenges. And St. Paul teaches us that in good things, in bad times, he is there. And he will always go on. He's happy in every situation. St. Paul says he can do everything with the help of God, and he can handle every situation. So when we are blessed with plenty, do we forget about God? Do we forget about others? Do we even forget about ourselves when we are blessed with plenty? Dear friends, we are invited to, when we are blessed with plenty, we are blessed with the gifts, we are blessed with our talents, we are blessed with money, with riches. When we are blessed with plenty, we are invited to share with others, to share the blessings with others. Not to be selfish, not only to concentrate ourselves. At the end of it all, everything ends up here. When we die, everything will remain here. Then we will even ask ourselves, if we have a chance, to ask, why didn't we share with these things to the poor? Because when you share with the poor, we are like investing in the bank in heaven. because Jesus is present in the poor. So when we are blessed with blessings, with our talents, with our gifts, with our knowledge, with every little thing, but with all the many things that we have, do we share these blessings with others so that the blessings may multiply and do good to others? Or we just keep it to ourselves? The community of the Philippians, whom St. Paul appreciates, acknowledges, and thanks, are people who never kept the little they had only with themselves. They shared it with the people who are in need. And one of the people who are in need was St. Paul, who was an evangelist, a person who was preaching good news, and he had nothing. He depended on divine providence, and the community of the Philippians were there to help him when he was lacking everything. And he thanks them from their heart. But at the same time, St. Paul acknowledges that there are some people who did not even share anything they had, even when they had everything. Dear friends, whether you like it or not, each one of us has something to share. It could be material, it could be spiritual, it could be moral, it could be an encouraging word, it could be sharing our time, it could be sharing our talents, it could be sharing our gifts of who we are as a human being, sharing it with our families, as a father shares with the mother, as a husband shares with the wife. It could be the parents sharing with their children, the children sharing with their parents. It could be the employees sharing with the employers. It could be the servants sharing with their masters, those whom they are serving. It could be students sharing with the teachers. It could be teachers sharing with the students. It could be the nurses and the doctors sharing with the people in the hospital. Each one of us is with our giftedness. We are invited to share whatever we have with others so that we make the world a better place, so that this good news can spread and reach the rest of the world. Because this is the mission of God, who sent Christ to share goodness throughout the world. And this is what Christ also entrusted to you and me, dear friends. He entrusted to you and me, knowing that we are also sometimes even weak. Christ still trusted us with a mission to continue spreading and sharing this goodness with others. And he knows that we can do it. We can do it in our families. We can do it in our schools. We can do it at places of work. We can do it in the hospital. We can do it even when we are walking on the street. Do what? We can share the goodness of the Lord with others. We can share our gifts, however small they are, with others, with our words, but also even in the silence with our actions as well. So we see that we are called to be a blessing and generously share our blessings with others. The community of the Philippians invite us to open up our minds and hearts and to open up our eyes to see those who are in need around us. And when we look around us, where we are right now, there are people in need. When we look back at our homes and to wherever they are, near or far, there are people who are in need. Those are brothers who are of blood brothers, but all and sisters who are of blood, but also every human being, because before God, we are all brothers and sisters in need. And we know that when we share our goodness with others generously, these blessings multiply. We are blessed even more. Now, more still are we blessed when we share with the people who share good news. There are many people who share good news. There are priests who share good news. There are families that share good news. There are parents and children who share good news. When we share our blessings with them, these blessings multiply when we share our blessings to our brothers and sisters. And so this is also what we read from the gospel of today of Luke chapter 16 verses 9-15, when it talks about how we are invited to use our money, our gifts, our talents, every good that we have to make friends. Whatever we have and whatever we are invited to use it well, to make friends, to use our minds, our hearts, to make friends on earth, so that by making friends and goodness on earth, we are already investing for heaven. In other words, we are living already heaven on earth when we share our goodnesses with other people. May we, dear friends, pray that the Lord may help us to acknowledge the many blessings, the many good things that we have received from the Lord, however small they are and however big they are, to share them with our brothers and sisters, as the community of Philippians did and as St. Paul himself did, sharing all this goodness to others. If St. Paul was to keep all the good news to himself alone, if he was to keep any good news to himself alone, this good news would have not reached everywhere in the world. Maybe it could not even have reached me and you. If we also in our families, in our schools, in our context at work, if we keep everything good in us, then that goodness in us is as good as nothing. It's like we don't have anything to share. And therefore, the world becomes very horrible and bad because I have the good news in me. I feel I want to say a good thing. I want to do something good, but I keep it with me. That is selfish. And that remains in me. It's like it does not exist. Whereas if I feel I want to say a good word, an encouraging word, I don't miss the occasion to say to the wife, thank you, my wife. That was so nice. That was so kind of you. Or to the husband, oh, thank you, my husband. It was so nice. You did very well. The way you are taking care of me and the children. I don't miss an opportunity to say thank you to the people who employed me at work. However much they don't appreciate. I keep saying thank you very much for giving me opportunity to work, and I'm doing the best I can. So the Lord invites us to do the best we can, and we don't lose an opportunity as children to say thank you to the parents, or the parents say thank you to the children. However small they do something good. We have to look for every occasion to say thank you, to open up our eyes to see the needs of our brothers and sisters. And when we do this, we are spreading good news and making the world a better place. God bless you, dear friends, as we don't get tired of sharing generously the goodness of what we have received. And if we stop a bit, we will realize that there's a lot of goodness that we have received from God. And no one can say, I have nothing to share. We have everything to share with what we are and what we have. We have everything good to share with others. God bless you, dear brothers and sisters, as we make the world a better place. And each one of you and me is invited to make the world a better place, guided with the strength from Him who gives us strength, Jesus Christ Himself, or is calling on to Him and asking His Spirit to guide every step that we take, every action that we do, so that action, that kind word, whatever I do, whatever I am, may be blessed more with the Lord. God bless you. Take care.